Our next session is a keynote address on why the future unicorns of India will emerge from Digital Bharat. On that note, may I invite our speaker, Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, CEO, Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, Government of Karnataka, to tell us more. Mr. Gupta.
Very good evening, everyone. Before I start my talk, just a small question that I had in my mind. How many of you are currently located in Bangalore but actually comes outside the metropolitan town of Bangalore or any other metropolitan town in India? And you all want that Bharat to be the shining Bharat, right? Am I right? Correct. And that's what I think the India wants as well. So we thought that we put together a story around and say what we can do here to create this magic of not only going back, but bringing the shine back to the Digital Bharat that we should aim for. What I'm going to talk about is a little bit story differently. If you see, in last 75 years of India's independence, these are 100x, 500x of the numbers that we have seen from GDP, from the perspective of the per capita income and the services. Pretty good numbers. And if you see the growth, the engine for economic growth is around 7 to 8%, and some of the states where like Karnataka is around 10% as well. What we're looking at next, we are looking at in next 25 years, what are you going to achieve? Again, not 100x, but at least 10x, 15x numbers. And in this 10x, 15x numbers, the one important segment which comes up is your services, which is going to be a $20 trillion economy in India itself. And if this is a $20 trillion digital economy, so to say, then where is this Digital Bharat stands up? And what are we doing to make it happen? Are we going to limit to the great towns of Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Gurgaon, Delhi, NCR, etc., or are we doing something else? And I will reveal these facts in my conversation with you today. Why we are so great in saying that, yes, we will achieve these numbers of $20 trillion economy. Why? Some of the facts on the table. The facts on the table says that, yes, we do have the 1.3 billion unique identity. That means the citizens of India are becoming digital. Look at the way the mobile phone users are. Some of this data is a little bit old, couple of quarters back. So maybe you have some recent numbers with you. But the trend is what I'm trying to put together here. And look at the numbers in terms of the fintech adoptions. Ladies and gentlemen, just see the number of the $1.6 trillion transactions happen on the digital payments. It's going to be 2 trillion now. What a number that we're looking at. And all these, every citizen of this country is actually using it on our digital payments. That means we're getting literally, digitally aligned ourselves, our businesses, our households, our talking, our livelihoods. Everything is coming up digital. The other parameters on which we should look at the market sizing is how many percentage of the population is internet penetration? 61%. Yani ki 40% more is still waiting to become into the internet in India. What a big market is still available right now. And look at see the numbers of the data. Now we're talking about of data consumption per GG in cents, not in dollars. It's 0.68. It will become free. It will become much faster. It's almost negligible cost. That means the data consumption, the demand of the digital is going to be very big. And if that's the reason, my previous slide says that we will be able to have $20 trillion of services GDP. Just a justification. There's an argument that I want to put forward in front of all of you. The other one, which is the 373 million rural population, which has been internet users. You know how many population we have in the country which is in the rural areas, not urban areas? 600 plus. So that's 50% population still needs to come onto the internet there. Okay? You all are the great entrepreneurs, startups, leaders. This is the chart which talks about of the India's startup ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, just give a clap for all these guys who's doing a great job. We are here because of them, because they did wonderful job. That's why we are here today. So thank you for all of you for being this. Where is Karnataka? These numbers are 11,000 DPIT registered one. But ladies and gentlemen, in my database, we have 22,000 startups in Karnataka. In my database, which are not registered here, but we have. Look at the, out of 100 unicorns, 105 now, I'm told so. And it's changing very fast. The first one, the 50th one, the 100th one, and the fastest unicorn in 6 months was born, grown by ecosystem of Karnataka. 6 months में किसी को unicorn बनते देखा है. This is what Karnataka has made it happen. So this is a way where the Karnataka ecosystem stands out. The another statistics which is also very important is, as I told, that around 165 or 168 billion dollars has been raised by these startups in last 7-8 years from India, out of which $66 billion raised by only Karnataka-based startups. This is the journey. We are here. Fair enough. And all of them are based out of Koramangala, HSR layout, right? Somewhere here and there. Where is Digital Bharat going on? That's a question still remain in my mind. So we think about of that question as well. I will not go into these statistics in terms of where the seeds fund is coming, what's happening around. These all numbers are known to everybody. This is Karnataka's story in terms of unicorns and soonicorns. The enterprises, the fintech, the SaaS, clean tech, the dotted line, the number of name of the companies, above the dotted line is the unicorns, and below it is soonicorns. And I'm very happy. The pipeline is very strong. So if we are the leading state of unicorns, can we be the numero uno again? Answer is yes. Because, like you said, deals में अगर आपके पास pipeline है, then you can survive, right? So for a Karnataka state, my soonicorns are in pipeline. And hence I can say some of them will definitely be unicorns. So I am a pretty confident state in saying that we will still be leading in number of unicorns to be born in Karnataka or from Karnataka. Well, just a glimpse of the 10 unicorns of the fintech where these numbers comes from. But the question comes up is democratization of entrepreneurship. And this is the topic. This was like a sweet that we saw from the Karnataka story. The hard now starts from here. In terms of, do we have some thoughts about how do we create more Bangalores outside Bangalore? How do we create a solid pipeline of coming up soonicorns from the Digital Bharat that we want to produce? And how we do that? So I laid down certain principles. What are those principles on which we need to do? Number one, we need to understand that are we getting really good ideas from our Digital Bharat? If not, what are we doing to create those ideas? Fair question. Second point, if the ideas are there, are these ideas converting into some sort of a product line? What are we doing to convert them into a product line? Third one, how do we provide them the real mentorship of incubation and other stuff which they can grow at their doorstep? Fourth, how are we making some institutionalized version of services agenda or a mentorship at that location itself which provide them a support? Fifth, how are we creating an access of capital to their level rather than rushing to other parts? How are we creating market linkages for them where they are? How are we creating the global exposure for our startups from where they are sitting right now in Udupi or somewhere else? How do we do this? If we do this and solve these one by one problems, we are actually leading or establishing the pillars of democratization of entrepreneurship. And friends, I'll take one by one with you. First thought process, what Karnataka is doing. Karnataka started, I don't know how many of you know or not, the first startup policy of India was from Karnataka. Correct. My minister must have told you in the morning itself, in the afternoon itself. Yes. But having said this, we started a program called as NAIN, New Age Innovation Network. Friends, what we're doing in this part, for the last couple of years, we're trying to seed a small amount of entrepreneurship development programs in the engineering and degree colleges and colleges across the state in 19 and 20 districts of the state. So 50% of the state is being covered under these programs. And what happens to that? We fund only for creating an idea, understanding the EDP, understanding the entrepreneurship, and understanding how we can create an idea. We have been infusing this part for the long number of years. Why was doing this? Because the funnel of the ideas needs to come out from there. And we need to have the solid funnel coming in. And this is where we got to set up roughly around, in the last one, look at the ideas, 470 projects on these 19 districts. Now what we want to do is we learn the lesson that yes, this works. Now we need to scale this up. So that's the first pillar that Karnataka put together on to democratization of entrepreneurship, is to create these ideas at the grassroots level. And believe me or not, अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि please drive down in interiors and go there and talk to the students about entrepreneurship, you will do like this. It's a real hard work. Because the journey, the exposure of the student and the interaction, and make them understand, it's the toughest part of it. Make them excitement about the entrepreneurship. Otherwise they feel about what? Somewhere I will get a job of 15, 20,000, maybe a lakh of rupees job, and I'm pretty happy with this. Infusing that thought process is very difficult. And also difficult is to bring some of the great leaders like you who can motivate them. Your calendar is so busy that you can't come in. Friends, you need to find out the time from your calendars as well. Because you are also part of a Digital Bharat some 5 years back. Now you become a Digital India. Right? So you have a responsibility on your shoulders to please travel to these places, motivate the youngsters, and give your precious time to that level. Please do that. My humble request to you, all of you who is listening to me today here. This is an idea that we are trying to flourish here. This is gonna be a first funnel of my ideas coming in. Second one, how do we convert this idea into the product? We started a program called as Elevate. You all know about the Elevate program, right? 165 crores to 721 startups given as a grant up to rupees 50 lakhs by a state creating a product line. Tell me one state which has been able to demonstrate that level of capability. No one. Now why I'm confident onto this? The jury of this is run by all of you. Many of you sitting in this room are part of the jury of Elevate program. And this here, the two statistics one, 33% of the Elevate candidates or startups are actually from Digital Bharat. 25% to 30% are women-led startups. This number has to go up. In 2 years back, we used to get some around 600 applications for startups. The Digital Bharat is improving such a way that we got around 1,500 applications last year. And I'm pretty confident in this coming year, we'll cross much more numbers. And the jury is already on right now. So all these things is converting. Another pillar of what? Now we need to strengthen this. Can be this 30% can become 50% of the startups coming from my Digital Bharat and make a meaningful out of this. This is where we are working on. We need more support from you. The previous one ideas, go there, talk to them, inspire them. Then put up those thought processes of a problem statement from the larger corporate to see if they can also resolve some of those problems as well. Third one. Not only this, I saw the previous one was multiple programs of Elevate started. The third pillar, access to the capital. For the first time, the government started VC funding, which is called as Kitwin Fund. Friends, I'm very happy to share with you, first in India, Karnataka to hamesha hi pehle kaam karta hai. The first time in India, we started a cluster seed fund. That means Mysuru seed fund, Bengaluru seed fund, Hubli, Belgaum, Dharwad seed fund. 25 crores, 25 crores, 25 crores each. Only for the startups registered in that region. Why? Why are we doing this? Because we want to bring the capital very close to them. Now this is a motivation factor. I need some. Only not for me, I need for Karnataka. Tell me one state. We were inspired by many other states. We look at this model and to pick it up. In fact, when we started the Beyond Bengaluru mission, we created those clusters. Mysuru clusters, Hubli Belgaum Dharwad clusters. We call it emerging tech clusters. This happened almost 2.5 years back. And we defined an edge on the cluster. So Mysuru cluster is famous for cybersecurity. Bengaluru cluster is famous for fintech. And Hubli Belgaum for AI and agri-tech and other stuff. UP has announced by the help of a big firm, Big Four, a strategic guidance. We have not taken any strategic guidance from any Big Four. We learned our lessons by heart. They gave an advice to set up emerging tech clusters in UP. And friends, ditto copy of the words what Karnataka has done 2.5 years back. Ditto copy of the word. I can send that WhatsApp message to you, exactly same thing. Happy for them. But the secret sauce lies, we need to go ahead a little bit more on what we are doing. So 25 crores fund initiative has been done. The beauty of this fund is 30% of the fund value comes from the government budget, 30% comes from the institutional investors, and 30% comes from the local HNI participating into that. Local HNI, I'll take this topic a little bit later. But that's the beauty of this fund. Now this fund is going to come up, and I just want to let you know, we just announced this. Yesterday itself, I was in Mysore and my minister was talking about to all of you that look, Economic Times should do event in the clusters like in Mysore and others. I repeat the same thing of what my minister said. But yesterday in Mysore, 2 HNIs signed up investment of 1 crore each to this fund in Mysore alone of 25 crores. They just signed up a check. This is where our own institutional investors, our own HNIs are also standing up for the larger call of the Digital Bharat. Some of the success of the previous 4 funds that the government ran and then how the success what happened. The another one is we talk about of the local investors and mentors. When what we started doing is the Beyond Bengaluru Startup Grid. We started with 5 or 6 one. Today we are around 600 startups on this Beyond Bengaluru Grid. What is the grid beats? A startup in Udupi doesn't know what's happening in Chamarajnagar. A startups in, let's say in Shivamoga doesn't know what's happening in Mysore or some other places. Can we bring them on a platform where they can know that, oh, what's happening, what type of startups are coming in place, what ideas they have. They can complement each other. They can work with each other. We can find out common problem statement and we can address those common statements to progress them up. C, can you make a platform of services which can be made available to them? And D, take them to these startups and VCs funding which is required to be brought in. Many value-added services can be brought, but first bring them on a platform. Make them understand. So we started this a year back. And now I'm pretty sure in next time when I come and meet you, we'll have more than 1,000 plus of startups onto this Beyond Bengaluru, only Beyond Bengaluru startup grid. With this approach, we are also strengthening the tie chapters of institutions like of this into the clusters. Recently, we requested all the investors to come along, all the interest guys to come along and put up the TIE Bengaluru chapter. Karnataka is the only state where we have TIE 4 chapters. Bangalore, Mysore, Hubli, Mangalore. 4 chapters. Why these chapters are important? They are the institutions to provide a lot of support of mentorship to the startup ecosystem players there and strengthen the system. And that's what we aim for to creating that mentorship. So institutionalize this, let them also work with us, we also support them, and create some sort of a mentorship program for this. We also looked into the blue events, we call it Beyond Bengaluru Blue, and some of you VCs here have actually traveled. We curate the startups at the grassroots level, top 10 pitch to the VCs, but the only condition with the VC is you have to sign then and there something letter of intent. And that happens. And that's what we have created. So every quarter, the VCs travel there. And dear friends, when the VC travel, what the statement they make is, Sach mein, this quality of startups are here. I thought only in Bangalore. So eyes are opening. If you could travel down along the pathways with us, you will also be very, very pleasantly amazed. So you have an incubation centers, you have an elevate programs, you have ideas coming in place, you have institutions set up. How do we scale the business? What do we do to do? Come to Bangalore for accelerator program. What we've done is, instead of creating a big hub like in one of the capitals of Hyderabad, big building, we said no. We'll do something different. We will do a network of accelerators. Because we cannot want to create and bring everybody to here. So we thought, let's find out 3 mature accelerators from Bangalore, 1 each potential accelerators in each of these clusters, and make a network. And let the mature and the upcoming accelerator become run a one cohort together and make a success. And then government provides a funding support to run that cohort for some years to enable this ecosystem stronger in that location. Are we doing right? Yes, we are doing right. And we will show the results for sure. This is the new framework of democratization of entrepreneurship that we're trying to put together. We are creating those accelerator networks there. And after this, they will themselves say, I don't need any support from Bangalore now. I'm pretty sufficient here. And my flow of my startups are coming in. We want to scale the businesses. They will get the VCs aligned up with them as well. They will have their own list of mentorships. Everything is going to put in place. But initially, for 3 years, we need this support. And that's what we're trying to enable it. This is not sufficient. We want to give them the global exposure. In last 18 months, we established this circle of the partnerships across the globe. And primarily to bring our startups from those regions here and our startups from Digital Bharat here to engage with them. You will be amazed that the Israel, the Netherlands, the Koreans, they travel to Meso. I have forced them by providing them good words, taking them with a car, and say, please come along with me. Some of the VCs, when they went, now a startup of cybersecurity from Mysore is getting funded, likely from an Israeli partnership from there. This is where we are. एक example show करेंगे, 100 examples बन के बाहर आएंगे. We need to create that. We need to push this up. And that is what we're trying to say, the meaning of democratization of entrepreneurship. A beautiful tree, a beautiful flower, with the petals talking about of the pillars of strength of the secret sauce of Karnataka, and now we'll say the real democratization of entrepreneurship, the Digital Bharat. We are working on this. We have now made a policy of Startup Policy 2.0, recently announced. Look at the word, NAIN 2.0, New Age Innovation Network 2.0. Everything we're looking at in a very different manner. The pieces of all this what I talked about are inbuilt of our policies. Look at the last column, the benefits that we're trying to put together for the startups. Ladies and gentlemen, just be part with the Digital Bharat and the democratization of entrepreneurship, because the Soonicorns are going to be born from there. The new engine of growth of India will gonna be coming from there. And we want to create a model and to prove the model that it works. Only request is be partner with us. Thank you so much.